Hey everyone, Leroy here with the latest Koppers team member spotlight. I'm sitting here in Somerville, Texas with Michael Ausley. And Michael, I would like you to start off by just telling everybody your role here at the plant. This is one of our cross-tie treating plants, by the way. Your role here at the plant, how long you've been here at Koppers, and maybe what constitutes a typical day for you.
Like you said, Michael Ausley. I've been here in Somerville working for Koppers for close to 17 years. Started off at the tine loader, then went to the yard doing load out, and then switching, and then wound up in the shop or maintenance. But a typical day is morning meeting, or get here early, get changed out, have a morning meeting, and then try to figure out what we did right, what we did wrong the day before, and what we need to order. And then I'll unpack the parts I picked up from the day before, and then I'll order more parts, and then I'll have more meetings and more phone calls and more emails and pick up more parts.
The fun part of your day, probably, huh? Is it or not?
It's all fast paced and keeps me going.
And I'm sure there's plenty of days where, again, the unexpected happens, which really I guess is the exciting part of the really exciting part of the job, because you just never know what's going to happen day to day, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Michael, you've been one of the most active on our Eyeshare platform, and our for those out there who aren't familiar with it, we have a platform for folks across the organization to be able to share ideas for innovative improvements in our operations, and you have been one of the most active. You're the first employee actually to reach the Eyeshare Gold badge level, which is awarded when an employee has 10 accepted ideas, because not all ideas get accepted. Why do you find it important to participate and to come up with these unique ideas to work safer and more efficient for the employees here at Somerville? What motivates you?
I don't like waste. So if there's an easier, better way we can do things, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to see how we can improve, and if there's a better way to do stuff.
So you've already mentioned you're the first to that gold level. So you submitted a ton of different ideas. Is there a favorite of yours of the ones you've done?
I'd have to say the one that made the biggest impact would be our battery-powered suitcase welder. It's used on a daily basis, if not more.
Okay, and you want to describe a little bit for the folks out there exactly how that's used?
Yeah, just charge it up, plug it into a wall outlet, and then when you need it, unplug it, throw it on your shoulder. When you get to where you need it, set it down, hook up your leads, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and I can tell you again, I think the organization knows this, with the ideas that you've come up with. We have a number of tie treating facilities across our organization, so the things you come up with here at Somerville, again, can be applied at a number of different locations, and I know they have, so that's the great part of the program. So thank you for your participation on it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I heard a fun fact about you that was really, really interesting that I want to ask you about. I've heard that you built a cabin from scratch.
Yeah.
Literally from scratch.
Yep.
From cutting the trees down, milling the wood to constructing. This was not from a kit.
Right.
Explain.
Well, it's a long story, but
Okay.
we were clearing land, and or before I started clearing land, I wanted to use the wood or the trees that was on the land. So I bought a mill.
Because you hate waste.
Right.
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 Okay.
I bought a mill, wanting to utilize some of those resources. And the original plan was to build a house with the lumber I was milling.
Okay.
But my wife was saying, let's build while we're clearing still. And by the time we got cleared and I had my lumber mill, she said, well, let's wait. So I said, well, I got this timber.
Yeah.
I'm going to build something with it.
Okay.
So off to the side, I built a small timber frame post and beam cabin.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
So any tips for anybody out there who's looking to do something similar?
Yeah, set your goals small. Small daily goals. Okay. 1 to 2 boards or pieces per day, and eventually you'll get it done.
How long did it take?
2 years,
2 years, wow.
using weekends and
Okay,
vacation.
that's impressive. That's really impressive. So now I know to go to whenever I need a cabin built.
Sure.
Okay, good. Okay, Michael, so we're gonna do this or that Texas style, if that's okay. All right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna ask you a couple things, and I just want you to, off the top of your head, you tell me one of the two. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, ready? This or that Texas style. Football or baseball?
Football.
Brisket or pulled pork?
Brisket.
Filet or ribeye?
Ribeye.
Beans or slaw?
Beans.
Beer or bourbon?
Beer.
Poles or ties? Where's Somerville?
Ties.
Truck or car?
Truck.
Boots or tennis shoes?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. Cowboy hat or baseball hat?
Cowboy hat.
Rock music or country?
Both.
Hunting or fishing?
Both.
Sweetened tea or unsweetened tea?
Both.
Oh, okay. And this one won't be both, but Aggies or Longhorns?
Aggies.
Okay, there you go, folks. Okay, Michael, so if you were in my shoes, you were CEO for a day, what is it that you would do?
I'd have to do something really fun, like attend a company board meeting.
Yeah?
Or actually, I thought you might think that was fun. But
I just attended one. They're not always that fun.
I didn't think they would be. But
they can be.
What I really thought would be fun would be to do surprise visits to plants.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Surprise visits.
Yeah.
Today was planned, so
Right,
you all knew
right.
I was coming. So
Yeah.
you're literally talking surprise.
Yeah, you
So
took all
show up.
you took all the fun out of it.
Ah,
If you just show up and
okay.
be like, "Hey guys,"
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
I'm sure Mike would have loved that.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll try that one. All right. So switch gears a little bit. What's one thing that makes you proud to be part of the Koppers team?
I really like the fact of the Koppers Eyeshare.
Yeah.
Eyeshare.
Yeah.
Sharing platform. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should. I mean, you've been a great example. And so what I'm hoping as part of this is, again, that folks out there across the company that are watching this get inspired by the stuff that you've done. And I'm sure we'll make a point to highlight it as well, because you've really done some great work. And it is a good platform. We would love others to utilize more in the way that you've been doing it. So it's great. So we'll finish things off, I should say, by letting you turn the tables on me. Is there one thing that you want to ask me, one question? Just make it an easy one, if you don't mind.
Do you have a hobby, and if so, what is it?
Ooh, so do I? Yes. Gosh, hobbies. I used to have a hobby. I used to love to play baseball, and I played it even after college a lot. I like to attend sports today, because when you're my age, the body doesn't do what it used to be able to do nearly as well. So I like going to Pirate games, like going to Penguin games, like going to Steeler games. Big Pittsburgh sports fan. So that's probably my biggest hobby at this point in time. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Okay, so folks, we're done for this edition of the Employee Spotlight of an important Koppers team member, Michael Ausley, down here in Somerville. So thank you all for tuning in. Look forward to speaking to you again on the Koppers 412 in a couple of weeks. So until then, please stay safe and stay strong, everyone.